You open your phone for one message. 20 minutes later, you have watched a stranger reorganize a kitchen, read a headline that made you anxious, answered 2 messages, saved a video you will never watch, and forgotten why you picked up the phone in the first place. Then you try to return to your work, but your mind feels scattered, irritable, slightly tired in a way that sleep does not seem to fix. So you tell yourself you need more discipline. But maybe discipline is not the whole story. Maybe your attention is being broken into smaller pieces before you even get the chance to use it. We tend to treat distraction as a moral failure, but attention is not a light switch. It is more like a room. Every notification, open tab, headline, unfinished message, and half-watched video leaves something in that room, enough to make the next thing feel harder than it should. The problem is not simply that you are receiving a lot of information. It is that you are constantly being asked to change your mind. A message pulls you into a conversation. A headline pulls you into a threat. A video pulls you into someone else's life. Then your work asks you to become precise again. Your day becomes a series of tiny departures. And after enough departures, returning to yourself can feel strangely difficult. Researchers use a phrase called attention residue. It describes the way part of your attention can remain with the last thing you were doing, even after you have moved on. That is why a 5-second interruption never costs just 5 seconds. The interruption ends, but a small part of you is still inside it, still wondering what the message meant, still remembering the headline, still carrying the problem you did not finish. This is not proof that phones are evil or that modern life has ruined your brain. It is a reminder that your mind has limits, and a world competing for your attention will keep testing them. The strange part is that too much input can begin to feel normal. Silence starts to feel empty. One task starts to feel unbearably slow. A walk without audio feels incomplete. Even rest can feel like something you should optimize. So when there is finally nothing demanding your attention, your mind creates its own demand. You reach for the phone. You check something that did not need checking. You reopen a conversation. You look for a new piece of input, because the absence of it feels unfamiliar. And this is where the loop becomes personal. You are not only being interrupted by the world, you begin interrupting yourself. That does not mean the answer is to disappear into a cabin and throw your phone into a lake. The point is not purity, it is recovery. Your attention needs moments when nothing new is entering, not because boredom is magical, but because it gives the mind a chance to finish what it was already processing. A few minutes without switching, one meal without a second screen, a walk where your brain is not asked to absorb, compare, react, and decide every few seconds. These are small things, but they create something uncommon: continuity. And continuity is where thought becomes deeper than reaction. The next time you feel unable to focus, do not begin by accusing yourself of being lazy. Ask a different question. How many things are still happening inside me? Maybe you do not need a more powerful mind. Maybe you need fewer doors opening at once. If you want to keep exploring the invisible loops that shape the way we think and feel, subscribe to Mental Spiral. Because sometimes clarity does not arrive when we find one more answer. Sometimes it arrives when nothing new is trying to enter.